Okay, students, I want to talk about the inverse of a function. Easiest way to understand this is, let's just say I have a relation. Remember, that's a set of ordered pairs. All right, I've got 1 comma 2, and then I have 5 comma 3. What would the inverse of that be? Well, the inverse of A would look like this. 2 comma 1, and then 3 comma 5. You know, it's like I'm gonna use this kind of notation. It's like uh, going home. You know, you get in your car, you start it, or going to work, or going to school. You get in your car, you start it, you go, and then when you come back, you're doing things in the inverse order. Another way to look at this is, um, look, y is equal to x plus 3 divided by 2. What would be the opposite? We'll just work backwards. To work backwards, instead of dividing by 2, we times by 2. And instead of adding 3, we subtract 3. Okay, so these two functions here are really inverses. And someone says, well, how do you know that? Well, if I put a 7 in here, I'd have 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 over 2 is 5. 7 comma 5. What if I put a 5 in here? If I put a 5 in the second one, 5, that's going to be 2 times 5 is 10. That's 7. See how they're different? The x and the y are switched. Here's another way to look at this idea. Okay, in this case I had 1 comma 2, 1 comma 2, and in this case I had 2 comma 1, 2 comma 1. Okay. By the way, graphically, since this is the line y is equal to x, these are just simply mirror images over the line y equals x. All right, so hopefully you got that. Now, I want to talk for a moment about how to find these functions, these inverse functions of each other. So what I'm going to do is I'll leave that right there, and I'll give you a little procedure. So step number 1 is you write your function. Let's just say I start with the bottom one. F of x is equal to 2x minus 3. Step 1, you write that down. Now, you're going to put a y in for that f of x. We talked about that before. Now you're going to switch the x and the y. Remember, we switched the numbers. Remember, we could flip it over the line y equals x. We switch. Now I have x is equal to 2y minus 3. Now my question is, with our equation work, can we solve that for y? Y, yes, we can. I want to get y by itself, so I add the 3. Remember, I want to get y by itself, so I'm going to have to divide by 2. Divide by 2, divide by 2. So now we have y is equal to x plus 3 divided by 2. That is the inverse function. If you notice, it matches over here. But to distinguish that from f of x, I'm going to say inverse f of x is equal to x plus 3 over 2. X plus 3 over 2. So that's the gist of finding the inverse of a function. Hope that helps.